Hello everyone. Thanks for joining this session on centralizing connected devices. We're going to talk here about how building data and the sensors that gather it provide an opportunity to enrich our security and operations systems. My name is Charles Pittman and I'm the Product Marketing Manager for Strategic System Integrations at Genetec. Now just before starting, I'd like to take a moment to thank the folks at Innovonics for the opportunity of joining this virtual conference and show how sensors like their wireless devices can augment the value of traditional security systems. Let's start with a bird's eye view of connectivity. The elephant in the room that has only become bigger and more imposing this year as people's lives have moved more and more online. So what's been going on in the world of connected devices? Well, first off, there's been the drive of consumer electronics to get everything connected, right? Traditional dumb devices like lights, garbages, cabinets, or siloed systems, you can think of HVAC or security or safety systems, are no longer reliably dumb or siloed. And with good reason. There's a ton of cool things you can do once they're all connected to each other. The technology is at the point now that we can collect information from and control these devices, but this benefit comes with the threat of loss of control and compromise. Next, the data is ultimately only as effective as our ability to aggregate it. Right? The dream of data often lives larger than the reality. It's not enough to have more information. You need to have the tools to act on anomalies and aggregate data in order to identify trends and extract insights. And then open platforms really lead the charge towards getting connected, right? And that means that devices and systems prize ease of use and connectedness, focusing on making it easy to get affordable devices networked, without emphasizing safety or alternatively, they have relied on segregated protocols and networks to avoid infiltration. Either way, if you want to access your data, especially remotely, you need to be concerned about the data's fidelity and security and put thought into how you're going to get that information into an available system. We at Genetec have already begun the journey to making these sensors available by helping to make data from your connected devices more actionable with our industrial IoT integrations that bring data local to your security system into that system so you can combine and act on the data from different devices. But that's really just the first step. Connectivity is about scale and often doing things online. So how do we connect remote locations and federated sites to truly centralize that information? Well, first off, we must consolidate and protect that information, right? Some systems are secure, many are not. How do we shield them while making their data accessible? Next, we need to validate it, right? Ensure that we're bringing in sensible data which the system knows what to do with. Then we need to ingest it, bring that data into the systems that operators are already using and where stakeholders are comfortable and will be able to use the information. And finally, we want to expose that information and allow the data to be manipulated and analyzed to provide reports and insights without increasing overhead for an already overworked team. To support that variety of industries and applications that are out there, you need a network of solutions that supports on-premise systems, unified deployments, and cloud systems to gather data from remote locations and centralize it. From baseline integrations to systems and sensors, including traditional security, safety, and IoT worlds, we need to be able to connect through direct APIs and middleware devices down at the bottom, up into cloud services that manage and display data in a fashion that makes sense to people, and finally back to the monitoring and control systems in the Security Operations Center. So that's all well and good for how one might go about that, but why even connect these systems? Why bring data from these connected devices into your security or operation systems. We're going to look at a few examples of how that might be helpful. First, we'll look at how bringing sensors into security provides a more complete view of your facility. Next, we'll look at how these sensors augment security by increasing coverage and bringing new events into your system. And then we'll look at how a centralized system can go beyond just monitoring your facility as a whole, but also guide intervention down the line with your operators. Let's start with environmental sensors, right? So connecting HVAC sensors, motion sensors for lighting, or what have you, can make for impressive gains in energy efficiency. However, connecting these to security can both increase your situational awareness with video. Here, for instance, we get an overview of an area alongside a wireless temperature sensor. This is within a dashboard. You can see your different devices, but also get the video data that's coming in. So you can see not only what's happening in terms of temperature or in terms of lighting, but also validate that against video of the area to see if the temperature is going up. Is it because there's a lot of people there? If the temperature is going down, did someone leave a door open? If the lights are on in the middle of the night, what's happening? Right? These are different things that you would be able to, again, concatenate this information, not just your operational building data, but also the info in your security system. Again, here you just saw the temperature go up. That might be a cue to go and look into what's happening. But more than that, you can also use this connectivity to streamline your energy reduction efforts. For instance, by turning down temperature and turning off lights during non-peak hours, but then also turning them on when access is granted into the room. This means that you don't have an on-off kind of schedule. You're really looking at what's happening within the building and do I need to be spending energy there. Now, if we take a look at the other side of this, well, just as security sensors provide a better operational view of our facility when matched with environmental sensors, connected devices augment security by broadening the events you have access to. This can help reduce noise for your operators and focus their attention where it's required. Here we're going to see how we've connected a motion sensor to the system. And this is going to trigger an alarm, bringing our attention to a place that needs intervention. In this case, the motion sensor goes off. We've associated a camera to that area, so we see what happened there. Right? In this case, we can see that a person is infiltrated even though it's after hours. That alarm gets logged within the system, and we're able to keep track of it and determine what we need to do next before resolving it. Now, this is an excellent use for wireless sensors like those made by Innovonics. So they're able to deploy motion detectors or people counters quickly to an area without incurring significant deployment effort or costs. And this allows you to take that information that is very quickly put in the field and act on it within your typical system. Finally, centralizing events is about more than just monitoring. Connected sensors, events, and information is only as valuable as our ability to derive actionable data and insights from them. We want to deliver key events to operators and guide them through their response so that it is consistent and effective. Here we're going to look at wireless panic buttons, which can be carried on a person. So we'll see that someone triggers the panic button using their by basically pressing the button. Since it's wireless, they can carry it on their person, walk around whenever they need to. It can be pressed, and it will trigger an incident within the system. This incident not only draws your attention to the issue, but will also provide a standard operating procedure for the operators to follow as a response. Right? They're going to be able to connect the disparate systems available to ensure the operator acts quickly. They gather the relevant evidence, finding that camera. They are able to coordinate a response, right, providing a global change to the system, but also contacting guards and ensuring that they take action. And then finally, ensuring that there's a resolution to the incident as a whole. So we're going to, as we see here, the operator finishes making their call. They are guided to the next step. They are shown that the suspect must be apprehended, evidently. Right? Once they have that acknowledgement, they can close the incident and call their supervisor to wrap it up. As part of that, they're going to sound the all clear and move on to change the state to resolved. So that gives you an idea of how this information can be given context, allowing operators to look at the bigger picture. To wrap up then, the drive towards connectivity is by no means a bad thing, but often we are driven by a dream more than reality. Ultimately, we need to not only connect sensors and their data, but have a cohesive strategy to ingest and transmit that information securely, as well as a platform to take individual data points and provide the bigger picture, whether that's immediate action or trends and insights. So thank you for your time, and we'll be on here on the line to answer any questions you may have.